Meek Mill's is talking shit about you, and you're trying to, show that. When the last time you heard North Korea? You know what I'm saying? Trump did that. Yeah. He came out the gate, boom. He did that. So I feel like that's like, for me as a musician, to mention the Jews is like North Korea for anyone else's career. And my dad said something to me because my dad was proud of the shirt. He understood it. I was like, why you like that? He said, white lives matter. And he like, cry face, cry face. I said, why was that funny to you, Dad? My dad don't know none of my rap lyrics, nothing like that. He's political, he a genius. He like Steve Jobs. He got a water purification center in the DR. This nigga's smart, right?
Yeah, relax, Dominican people. Go ahead.
So our focus is water, right? Our second most important resource. Our second most important resource to knowledge is water. Our third is food. Our fourth is shelter.
Let me ask you: have you seen that guy that created that system that gets water out of the atmosphere?
Yeah, I met with him before, and we need that. We need every version of how we could take salt water out of the atmosphere. But right now in America, say one of the laws that I would change is it's illegal to collect rainwater in America.
What?
Illegal?
It's illegal?
It's illegal to collect rainwater
You go to every
America.
other country, they're collecting rainwater.
People are controlling the water. It's gonna be what t-shirt you wear, what political opinion, and who got beef for who. You ain't got no water.
What?
You ain't got no life.
Right.
I'm trying to tell you, because, a lot of people they want to call me crazy. It's like running a marathon. If I got some shorts on and a tank top and I'm sweating hard as hell, running down a street, running the wrong way down a freeway, then you're gonna say that person is crazy. But if 100 other people do it with me, then it's a marathon.
That's a good way to put it.
Killed that.
Yeah.
Killed that.
So some of the stuff, I'm the first person that's saying it.
Right.
Or Candace Owens is the first person that's saying it.
Right.
Then another person sees it and say, I kind of feel you. Floyd Mayweather might say, oh, I feel you. And then Steve Harvey might say, I feel where you're coming from. There's a lot of black conservatives. The liberal agenda is to take God out of the homes and separate the families. With that, you're gonna get mayhem. You're gonna get Mad Max on the other side. The conservative agenda is still that God runs the world. And I'm Christian, and I feel like I got the best taste on the planet. So that's Jesus. I'm Jesus gang.
Okay.
But the Jewish people and the Muslims are all sons of Abraham also. And what Farrakhan would talk about right now is for the Jewish people, what I'm doing is I'm Me Tooing the Jewish culture. I'm saying, y'all gotta stand up and admit to what y'all been doing. And y'all just got away with it for so long that y'all don't even realize what y'all doing. And it's like, y'all can't fuck with me either because y'all behind that gated fence, y'all soft, y'all hands got soft. You ain't out here getting beat up every day like me. You ain't out here getting called crazy every day like me. You ain't out here getting your family snatched like me. You ain't out here half your culture getting aborted like me. You ain't out here getting outraged with false narratives like BLM like me. So for all the Jewish media, y'all wanna sit down and have a conversation with me? Then let's have a conversation. But you ain't gonna send Harley Pasternak, Puff Daddy, Meek Mills, Kim Kardashian, none of the usual suspects and get me to stop talking. You're going to have to take my life. I don't care if you Black Mirror me. I don't care if you do some of the alternative, what the thing was, show me talking, saying somebody didn't say. I don't care if you have me fucking a goat on camera. I don't care what you do. You're going to have, yeah. And by the way, and if you take my life, there's gonna be some college kid, some young some young Pac that's gonna even go harder. It's gonna, y'all thought George Floyd was gonna send it up. If you took my life right now, you're gonna see something you never saw. So we might as well have a conversation because I love
Let's
you.
have the conversation.
I love the media platform.
And we love Jewish people.
And
we love Jewish people.
You love Jewish people. But I'm very mad. I have a problem. The conversation ain't over. It ain't, okay, yay, clarify. It ain't nothing to be clarified until we have a conversation. You got Jamie Lee Curtis on TV talking about, I hope they take his children away from him.
Yeah.
It's up.
Yeah. Yeah.
The queen is in the house.
but
it can't be narrowed down to, like you're saying. You're saying Jewish media, but it's the media. There's people obviously
I'm not narrowing down. Right. I want Jewish children to look at their daddy and say, why is Jay mad at us? I want all the kids that love my shoes and love my songs to say, why is Jay mad? What have you done to his people, to the darker Jews, to our brothers, that has Jay speaking up, that had Nick Cannon speaking up, that had Ice Cube speaking up? What'd you say?
Would you say blacks is Jews?
Blacks are Jews also.
We gotta say we love Jewish people then. We love Jewish people. We got great. I love Jewish people.
Okay, so I'm gonna be like,
my homie's a Nicaraguan Jew. His dad came from Poland, escaped the Holocaust, and his mom is Nicaraguan. He would be like, I don't know what's going on.
And by the way, we haven't escaped the Holocaust. We still in it. Plan B, Planned Parenthood. We are still in the Holocaust. Even the information put in our music, the toxicity put in our music, is nothing promoting the idea of a king taking care of a queen and then taking care of the future kings and the future queens. It's just us talking about killing each other and Jewish people getting paid off of it. So I could be like a parent that I got a belt, so it's like, bow, I love you, but bow. It's I love you, but it's still up. It's up until we get it fixed. Until we get it fixed. It's not no, oh, we gonna calm down, because you done fucked with me and you done fucked with my people too much. And you could throw whatever tag you want. You could call me a racist. You done call me everything already. Right. What I got to lose? My 6-year-old son came to choir practice and said, why I gotta sing? I'm not even going to your school. This is a billionaire a male billionaire with the face of Kim Kardashian. If he's saying that to me now, who is he at 16? Who is he at 26? By 26, he might be in jail because I can't say nothing to him because they took me out the house.
Deep.
I definitely need you.
Do we dare do quick time with slime?
Do we dare do it, you say?
Quick time with slime. Listen, man. Ye know our show is about celebrating. He celebrated and we doing both.
It's like level of,
like, you know, actually when it's really DEFCON,
it's like nuclear war shit.
But I spell calm is actually that you're preparing to protect yourself. Because that's what I did. Because once they cancel 4 SoFi stadiums because of what's classified as wrong-think, because you have groupthink, it is very important to have the black vote be in groupthink and to not separate from the thought and be completely in line with the agenda of the left, the Jewish media, and the Chinese.
There's a lot of
Chinese niggas got something to do with it?
They got something to do with everything. This is my issue, to have it. I remember I found out some information one time. It was on the Super Bowl. I literally found it at the time when Tom Brady was throwing a touchdown. The audience was going like this. I was going like this. Yeah, I caught you now. You was lying the whole time. Like,
I'm talking about inflation.
What'd you say?
The inflation, when the ball was inflated.
No, not the inflation. Okay. This is a later date and shit.
Okay.
So what I'm saying is, information is the most important resource to our species, above water. Because with information, you can find water. Yeah. So Jewish people have information, Chinese people, it's not even information, it's intelligence, right? Because what is the definition of the word nigga? Ignorant. So it's intelligence. So you see a human being that can be looked at or classified as a nigga that is cocooning or breaking out of a cocoon into intelligence and bringing all of his niggas with him at the same time. And that is the way that we're gonna get free and come into our own power, the way the Jewish people came into their power.
And avoiding misinformation, which is more of.
Misinformation, like trauma economy, like the BLM. You know what I'm saying? When they do BLM, when they do school shootings, the same amount of people getting killed every week in Chicago, but they're not posting that. They're not showing that.
But why are you not posting that? Because you from Chicago. Barack Obama's from Chicago.
He from Hawaii.
Oh, what is that?
No, he was born in Hawaii.
Oh, you said Hawaii?
Yeah. But he made his chops in Chicago.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, because
He's from Hawaii.
That's the thing is, what's crazy is I noticed Clinton. When Clinton became into the administration, Little Rock, Arkansas became the most wildest place there was. And then when...
It didn't start with him going to
I'm just saying.
It was wild.
The George Floyd area, the free George Floyd zone that they made, the murder rate is up 50% since George Floyd. It's mayhem. It's Mad Max.
Yeah.
But keep going, what you're saying?
No, that's what I'm saying. What happens to these cities when we have somebody so illustrious becomes from this city, and then now this city becomes the murder capital? Like, that's what it seems like.
I mean, but look at like Barack, you know, look at his hair color when he went in, look at the hair color when he went out.
Yeah, everyone said, yeah.
You know, like, because if you don't have the connections, you know, Trump had enough connections to make it into office, but he didn't have the Jewish media on his side, because the Jewish media was already aligned with an agenda with the left, with the Chinese. So you got like Alex Baldwin dissing, you know, Trump soon as he went in, used to be his boy. You got black people dissing Trump. Black people know they love Trump. Yeah. We used to have raps. Guess who the black Trump? You know.
Greetings and salutations, friends. Welcome to today's reading. And I'm sure you can tell from the clip that you watched at the beginning that Kanye has yet again set upon the public with blessing us with his musings. Now, this was a 3-hour, first I want to say this was a 3, almost 4-hour interview, discussion, whatever you want to call it. And I only watched 45 minutes of it, and this is what I gathered, the high points of it from the 45 minutes that I watched. I do plan on going back and watching it, and it's being a part 1 because I want to break down what he's saying. It's so easy to discredit somebody if you don't know the truth, or you're blindly believing in a truth and not having room for open-mindedness. So I'm not going to call Kanye crazy. I do think sometimes he's a little off the hizzy, especially from what I saw on Twitter yesterday. He posted Travis Scott's phone number, personal phone number, and also Playboy Cardi's. Although to me that's just funny. They can get their phone number changed. Ain't no big deal. All right, let's go over first of all what he was talking about, the high points of his interview here. You have to bear with me. I got a bit of a sinus infection, so my voice is a little scratchy. All right, now, he touched upon water, alluding to someone actually owning the water and it being illegal to collect rainwater. That was very interesting. You know, I feel like everything that he touched on and mentioned specifically has a meaning behind it because it was specifically mentioned. He spoke on the liberal agenda and the conservative agenda, mostly about Jews. He spoke on psyops that the government has put together and played out, such as Black Lives Matter, school shootings, and George Floyd. And he spoke on the Kardashians. So I've got 10 lovely questions here. Hopefully get us some answers. And let's see what Kanye is talking about. So deeper meanings behind these. All right. Now, when it comes to the water, what is his reason that he focused on water and it being illegal to collect rainwater? Which, that, by the way, I did not know. That's very, very concerning. The liberal agenda, he states, was to take God out of the homes and separate families. Now, the liberals and the conservatives, these Democrats, Republicans, I feel like are two feathers of the same bird, or two wings of the same bird. I don't believe, how can you believe that one is in opposition and the other one is not? That's like believing in God but not Satan. That doesn't make any sense to me. So what my question is here is, why is he still pushing one agenda, which would be the conservative agenda on keeping God in control? All right. The Jews or the Jewish media, he said they needed to stand up and admit to things. What is it he's referring to? What do they need to stand up and admit?
Probably the slavery of all their musicians.
Well, I'm thinking that he's alluding to the Jews being the Illuminati, the elite bloodlines, or the 13 families and the elite bloodlines. That's what I'm thinking. Because he speaks in broad terms of it being Jews, the left, and the Chinese. So, what is Kanye's war with the Jews or the Jewish media, as he puts it? And he's not narrowing down, he said. Now, as we just spoke on, the left, Jews, and the Chinese. This is who he is indicating or subtly trying to convey controls and runs the world. So, what is their ultimate agenda? And show their true role in controlling the world. Is this, in fact, the truth? The truth. All right. Black Lives Matter, school shootings, and George Floyd's sobs. What is the relevance on speaking on these specific sobs? All right. What's Kanye's reason or agenda for speaking out? Because this is a break of the oath, and this is punishable by death. So he's got his life on the line. What is so important? That's the reason it's so important for him to speak out. Even though it could and probably will. I look for Kanye to come up missing or dead or something of a serious state here pretty soon. Here's one. All right. Now, speaking of the Kardashians as well, who are they really? It said they're Armenian witches. So who are the Kardashians and what is their role in all this? What is their purpose exactly? Because, I don't know of anybody else that's famous for absolutely nothing. All right, let's leave this last one as usual for it to be open. Let's let the cards tell us what they want here. First card, why Kanye was focusing on water and the illegal of collecting the legalness. What kind of word would you? The legality. See, I just had a brain fart. It's been a long day. The legality of collecting rainwater. Now we've got the Six of Wands. That says good news on the way. It shows a bid or indicates a proposal. It reveals an outstanding legal matter going in your favor. Celebrations such as degree ceremonies. What group do we know that has degree ceremonies? Freemasons. He did say that he was going to run for president. And the first thing that he would do, which I should have cut this part off now, which hindsight's 2020, but this makes sense to me because the first part he said was he was running for president again in 2024. And that the first thing that he would do would be legalize the collection of rainwater. I'm not saying he's going to win president, but it looks like that an outstanding legal matter going in your favor. It does look like that he'll push and get that reversed and making it instead of being illegal. Celebrations such as degree ceremonies. Is Kanye a controlled opposition here now? That's what the card points to. Celebrating a degree ceremony, that'd be rising in a Freemasonry degree. All right, I'm gonna go on. I'll spend all day on this one if I don't. Why Kanye's pushing the conservative agenda when they are two feathers of the same bird, one not without the other? That's the Six of Cups reversed. That's a card of nostalgia. It's recalling the past with more positivity than it's deserved. I don't know. I kind of felt like Kanye was clinging to something that provided some type of security or familiarity to it. I think he's got himself into uncharted waters with the Kardashians, and if it's the Jews, the Jewish media. That's what I feel like that is. That's why he's clinging to Jesus gang, he said. And now, speaking of Jews, when it comes to the Jews, what was he saying they need to stand up and admit to? There we have got the Queen of Cups. That's telling you to be mindful of how you treat others. Let's have some clarification for that. Let's see, clarify what the Jews need to admit to. Queen, another queen. Queen of Pentacles reversed. Now, two queens, one up, one down, is rivalry. So apparently the Jews see us as rivals, which would also make sense due to the past of, Holocaust. Queen of Pentacles reversed is someone this would be a class of people, I would say. Jews would be a class, wouldn't it? A class of people with a lack of social status, poverty, and dependence. Well, it does sound that that's the way they started. A dangerous and chaotic approach to life. They're a social climber, materialistic, possessive, manipulative sociopaths, step on anyone to get what they want. Disloyalty, evil, wicked, and abuse. Also, the main theme of this card right here, when it's in reverse, is it's a card of sex trafficking and exploitation. So that's where your sex trafficking and exploitation came from, was your Jews. That makes a lot of sense, because if what's true about the Holocaust and Hitler and the Jews and all that, if that's true, which that's another reading for another day, we're not going to get into that, then they were completely stripped of everything and made to feel inhumane. So what is the quickest way to make a human being feel that way? Just one and done. Sex trafficking and exploitation. Right there you go. So he's wanting them to admit to being the ones behind the sex trafficking and exploitation. And plus, what they truly are. Now, what is his war with the Jews? That's going to be the Wheel of Fortune reversed. That's changes difficult to adjust to and deterioration. Now, the simple interpretation of it is closure, but it's also indicating false starts and choices of ways to spiritually develop. I always felt like that the Bible was wrote by man. I mean, I'm not getting into a religious debate here, but I always felt like, and I was raised in a church, so I always felt as a child that something wasn't right about this. That just further, to me, corroborates what I've thought all my life. So it's been the Jews that's wrote the religions out here. Now, the ultimate agenda when it comes to the left, Jews and the Chinese, that's going to be the King of Cups reversed. Their agenda would be emotional vulnerability, keeping us people volatile and at war with one another, secretive, uncommunicative, ashamed. Well, laws and behold, I guess that, you start getting people being racist against one another and all that. You're ashamed of your own human race. I've seen that a lot of times. Destructive behavior patterns and addiction issues. This is exactly how the world is. All right, now the role with the left, the Jews, and the Chinese in controlling of the world is the Magician card. Magician card is a card that shows it's time for action. Communicating and expressing your ideas, broadening your horizons, and the ability to transform whatever you choose. That would be to tell me right then and there that is definitely where the control of the world, whose hands they lie in, or where the control is coming from, who pulls the strings. And for us, it would be the Jews in the left. Wowzers. Man, Kanye spit some truth here. Now, the relevance of the psyops that he mentioned, which was Black Lives Matter, school shootings, and George Floyd, which, if you know that those were orchestrated events by your friendly, loving government. That's going to be the the Knight of Wands. That's events speeding up. The ability to have conversations and actions needed to move your agenda along. Of course, the whole school shootings is the gun lobbying to take our weapons away from us so we can't defend ourselves. You know, the George Floyd was a racial divide there, keeping the people at arms. You know, Black Lives Matter, I'm not real sure exactly what the agenda is on that. I don't see that as just being solely a racial divide. There was an agenda to that. Again, another reading for another day. Now, his reasoning for speaking out, even though it puts his life at stake, which I don't know if it does or not, if he's moving up in degree ceremonies. The Emperor reversed. It shows someone who's power hungry, not Kanye, being domineering, controlling, greedy, not knowing where your boundaries are, running by ego, and using force and persuasion with issues with authority. This couldn't be the same Kanye who simply stated that he was a god. I'll leave it as that. Who are the Kardashians? The Five of Wands. Competition, opposition, ego-driven, and territorial. Oh, that sums it up. That's all. I guess that's all I need to know. I don't even need to know if they're witches or none of that crap. I know they suck the soul, the complete soul out of men. I do know that. You just watch that happen in succession here. Now, the last card being the open card. That's a Four of Pentacles. It indicates deep-seated issues. It represents wealth, greed, and materialism. But now, I don't know if this is talking about Kanye specifically, or the Jews in the left and the lead or whoever. So let's pull a clarifying card here and see. To whom is this card referring to? Queen of Swords reversed. That is signifying a female trying to drag you down by spreading malicious gossip about you, having an absent mother, perhaps one that is passed on, and disloyal and deceit. So let's talk about Kanye. Kanye having deep-seated issues and represented by wealth, greed, materialism. That's definitely Kanye. So it looks to me like Kanye spit some real truth. But for what purpose? Now, I want to go back and do a read on just that, because this moving up or celebrating degree ceremonies to me does not tell me that he is fighting against, but fighting for, which would make him the controlled opposition. Dun, 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 dun. He is a celebrity after all, and one must keep that in mind. All right, guys. Thanks for taking the time to go through this reading with me. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye now. Just a quick add-on here. The interview or conversation that I'm referring to or done this read on and that you saw at the beginning, I went back, because I had it in my watch later. I went back to finish watching it, and guess what? This is what happened.
Bum, bum, bum.
Señor,